Worldwide News Update, October 14, 2025. Dove Middle East and Gaza Ceasefire, Peace Summit. World leaders gathered in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, on October 13 for a major peace summit focused on securing a lasting ceasefire in Gaza and launching reconstruction efforts. The event was co-chaired by US President Donald Trump and Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, attracting delegates from over 25 nations. Although Israel and Hamas were absent at the top level, the summit concluded with the Trump Declaration for Enduring Peace and Prosperity. Under the terms, Hamas released 20 surviving Israeli hostages, while Israel freed nearly 1,968 Palestinian prisoners. President Trump hailed the deal as a historic dawn for Middle East peace and hinted that Iran could join future negotiations. However, unresolved issues remain, including Hamas disarmament, the withdrawal of Israeli forces, and the return of deceased hostages' bodies. Anchor US-China trade tensions and port fees escalation. The United States and China have introduced new tit-for-tat port fees, further straining the global trade environment. China imposed charges on US-flagged vessels, while Washington responded with reciprocal tariffs on Chinese ships. These measures could disrupt up to 13% of global oil shipments and 11% of container traffic, according to analysts. President Trump also reiterated plans to impose 100% tariffs on Chinese imports from November 1 unless a new trade deal is reached. Meanwhile, the US announced tighter export restrictions on Chinese tech and software. Economists warn that such escalation could ripple through global supply chains and impact commodity prices worldwide. Money-bagged global debt, economy and financial stability. During the IMF World Bank annual meetings in Washington, IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva urged the G20 nations to address rising global debt levels. The IMF warned that world debt could exceed 100% of global GDP by 2029 if no reforms are made. The newly released IMF Global Financial Stability Report, October 2025, highlights risks in emerging economies, particularly in sovereign debt, high interest rates, and capital flight. The World Economic Outlook (WEO) update, expected later this week, is anticipated to propose new frameworks to ensure sustainable economic growth amid mounting inflation and fiscal stress. France-Europe, France's political crisis and regional developments. France is facing another political deadlock after Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu's government collapsed within hours of reappointment. Opposition parties have filed no-confidence motions, pushing for a dissolution of parliament under Article 12. President Emmanuel Macron, currently attending the Egypt summit, accused rivals of creating a false sense of disorder, and rejected resignation demands. Elsewhere in Europe, the Netherlands moved to nationalize chipmaker Nexperia over governance concerns, and Germany disrupted a major cyber fraud network, reflecting rising digital and industrial security tensions across the EU. Crossed swords geopolitics, Russia-Ukraine, Afghanistan-Pakistan, and Moldova. The Russia-Ukraine war saw fresh escalation after US President Trump threatened to provide Tomahawk missiles to Kyiv. Moscow condemned the move, with President Vladimir Putin warning that such actions would change nothing on the battlefield. In South Asia, clashes along the Afghanistan-Pakistan border intensified after a series of explosions in Kabul allegedly targeted TTP militants. Both nations exchanged cross-border fire, escalating regional tensions. Meanwhile, Moldova has drawn warnings from the Kremlin after deepening ties with the European Union, sparking fears of another proxy conflict in Eastern Europe. Other noteworthy global events. In Beijing, China and UN Women co-hosted the Global Leaders Meeting on Women, 2025, to commemorate the 30th anniversary of the 1995 Beijing Women's Conference. In Colombo, Sri Lanka, health leaders marked 20 years of the regional Kala Azar elimination program, highlighting community-centered healthcare innovation. The 2025 Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to Maria Corina Machado, a Venezuelan opposition leader, for her peaceful struggle for democracy and human rights in Venezuela. If you found this report informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected with the world as it unfolds. Your support helps us continue delivering the news that matters most. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a beat. Stay informed, stay empowered, stay with the World Report.